Hello, everyone. This is the David Goodman Reality and Truth Show. My name is Vanita Lambert, and this is Donna Boyne, my co-host. She's back. She was out for a little while because she is a CNA and she does personal care service, but that assignment is over. So she's back with us for the meantime. And welcome back, Donna. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you for having me, and I'm so happy to be here today.
You look. Go ahead.
I just want to give a big shout out to everyone that been asking about Donna. I'm right here today, and I just want to say shout out to Marlene and
Lavinia.
Lavinia. I love you guys. Thank you for always watching us. I love you guys.
Yeah, you know how that came about? I went out to see Miss Lavinia, and I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I'm sorry if I'm not. And one of the first things she said to me, she was like, "Well, where's Donna?" And I said, "Okay, I will let her know that you asked about her." So it's nice. I mean, personally, I am so happy that you guys watch us because,
Yes.
Without an audience, there's no show. So we really do appreciate that. You guys can send us information. You
Yes.
have my cell phone number. You can text me if there's a particular subject you want to hear about. And we'll be happy to try to get some information on that subject and talk about it. But once again, we do appreciate your support.
We really do, because when you think about so many TV shows that is on TV, and to know that they're watching us and even asking about us is very interested, and we really appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I feel like I have a fan base now. So thank you for that. We do appreciate it. Okay, so today I want to give my little 2-minute COVID speech. I know that we're doing really well. I heard some talk about lifting mask mandates inside, which is a good sign because that means a lot of people are vaccinated, and I guess we're up at the level that we need to be. I know we're over 75% in Connecticut. Connecticut's doing a lot better than some other states. But anyway, continue to do your part to crush COVID. I always want to say that because I love walking around and, going into the gym or whatever. I still wear my mask in the gym and in the grocery store when there's a lot of people. But I want to get back to that.
I'm so tired of this mask thing. But the thing about it, I think, this is just my opinion, I think that it's too early to call right now. I think they need to kind of hold it, not to give it a mandate, but you can put it out there. Who don't want to wear it, don't wear it. But for me, whether or not they lift it, I'm going to still wear my mask, go out.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's your personal choice
Yes.
to do what you want. We're not telling anybody what to do. This is, full disclaimer, just our opinion.
Yes.
And just things that we've heard on TV. Here's something else I heard and seen on TV. I was looking at the truckers at the Canadian border. One of my clients is a operator owner for an 18-wheeler, and I was talking to him earlier this week. We had an appointment this morning at 11, and he wasn't sure if he was going to be able to make it because of what they're doing, the protest they're having at the Canadian border.
Right at the border.
Yes, and here's the thing. They said either 80, and I guess we could fact check this, at least 80, maybe 90, but I want to say 80% of the truck drivers are fully vaccinated, or 80% of all Canadians are vaccinated. So it's a small minority that's causing all this funk, this noise about mask mandates, and it's supposed to come over to the U.S. side.
So what are they saying? They don't want the mask to be lifted, or?
Yeah, they do not want vaccine requirements, because I guess you have to show your vaccine card to go into certain companies.
Yes.
Like if you had, there's a trucker that maybe had to deliver to a particular hospital, and that hospital had restrictions that everybody there had to be vaccinated. And if the trucker wanted to deliver there, they would have to show that as well because they don't want other people infected. I believe it's something on those lines. They just don't want the mask mandate. They don't want the vaccine mandate. They just want to, have things go back to normal without doing anything at all.
What I'm
I don't know.
This is my little 2 cents and that because I never see I never watch the news concerning the trucker.
I do. I have to watch the news.
I stood just listening to you, but this is just my 2 cents. I think with the truckers, them knowing where the vaccine and the COVID thing is right today, I don't think they should really put such a high
bar on them. They're all alone in their truck, Yeah. They don't really have my brother is an owner operator. He drives nationwide. He's all alone.
Exactly.
If you put somebody in a truck with you, that's extra liability. You have to have extra insurance and all that. So they're alone. But I guess when they get to a certain location, they come in contact with people in the shipping department and loading department and things like that.
But it's required by the state by this state that you have to have 2 persons traveling in a truck, don't it?
Oh, I don't know what the policy is. You have to have 2 people traveling in a truck.
Because in case you have to have a backup driver in case you feel sick or anything.
I don't think that's accurate because my brother.
Really?
Yeah,
it's just a question because I was told
a question?
That.
No, it isn't. Because my brother drives alone and he drives nationwide. He goes to all the states, Connecticut, and it's just him. There's no requirement for him to have somebody else in the truck. Oh no, definitely not. But anyway, that's enough about that. I want to talk about. Per Marlene's request, I met Marlene, and thank you so much. It was a pleasure meeting her. I know there's some really nice people watching us, and it was just a pleasure to get to see some of the audience that's watching us. And so we were talking about what was that? Your subject. You were talking about.
We were talking about the
Pastor
Kevin Smith.
Yes, Pastor Kevin Smith. I wasn't sure what his name was.
Okay. Actually, with him, as the last news that I heard about him, like he met in a fatal accident while going to court. And in that process, they met in an accident and both him and the 2 officers died.
In a car accident?
In a car accident for the very first appearance in court.
Oh, my goodness. So what does that tell you?
So that, that show you that something is not right there because after that it's like everything crushed.
Everything shuts down.
You don't hear nothing more concerning it. You don't know what's going on. But there are a lot of different news that's going around, about him. But I don't really follow it anymore because I see where that's going and I just leave it there. But there's a lot going on and saying.
I'm going to say there was a lot going on. He was responsible for all that was going on, and now he's dead. So what else can happen except to get shut down? Or does somebody else step into his shoes and take over?
Well, of course. There are people that they say step into his shoes, taking over underneath the quiet. And there's a lot of people also was imprisoned because of so much body that they found that was affected by this same person here.
So much what? Bodies?
People.
Dead bodies?
They said that they
find. Oh, Lord, okay.
And he was associated with so many different, churches and a lot of ministers, a lot of singers and celebrity.
Okay.
So, listen.
Yes. So that's the end of that. My heart goes out to his family. It's never a good thing to lose a loved one.
Yeah.
Whether they're good or bad. So my heart goes out to the family. My condolences.
I know.
To all 3 of the people that were lost in that accident.
Yes. And the police officer that died, he was such a young guy. He was just 20-something years old and so forth. And the other one, they both were young. And he was there, talking about church and he is God and all these things. And when they were there laughing and everything, he was just sitting there calm. And they never have any handcuff and anything on him, and he was just laughing and say, "I'm the Lord," all this something, and then few minutes later, few hours later,
That
accident.
happened. Wow.
That was his first appearance in court.
Well, he never made it.
He never made it.
Never made it. Oh my goodness.
So,
Oh well. That's karma.
karma.
That's karma. Sometimes things happen.
I know people
and you
saying
can't
that
explain
you're not sure
why.
if it's him. They're saying all type of stuff. They're not
Really?
sure. They're
That
not
was getting
sure.
like a soap opera.
Yeah,
They don't
they're
know
so
if it was
mad.
him or somebody
They're
else.
not sure if he really died. All
Oh.
this saying, that's why I don't really watch it and follow it up anymore, because I don't, it's too
Okay.
much. It's too much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, tell us about some positive things that are going on in the church and with pastors, since you're involved.
I just want to encourage the people. I just want to encourage those who are going through some difficult time, because in these days and time, we are going through so much stress, anxiety, and all these things. Even in our community, if you look around and if you would know what your neighbor is going through. So I just want to encourage somebody out there today. You might be having pain in your body. You might be feeling down and depressed. But one thing I need you to know, that there is a God. You might not even believe that there is a God, but I just want you to know that you just think positive. Know who you are and whose you are, and believe in your own self. And once you believe in yourself, then is a possibility that you're going to come out from that place of hurt, that place of anxiety. Trust the true you, the inner man that is in you, and stay positive at all times. Reach out to somebody who you can trust to speak with. You always have Venita. You can always call her. Her number is 203-687-277. You need some great, information, like, she can encourage you, and she can give you some good encouraging word. We are here for you. We are here for you. It's just free information that we have to give to you today. So just be encouraged. We love you. Reach out to us.
Exactly.
And tell a friend to come and listen to us. Invite somebody over and let them come and watch and listen to what we have to offer. Because we have some good news coming up for the summer, in around, New Haven, West Haven area, where, we have some little, I'm going to share that later on in the future, but yes.
How about
positive.
today? Can we get a hint? She's gonna tease us and say she's gonna tell us something good later. I want to know now, just a little hint, because
Just the other day, I was sitting in my home, and I was just thinking that I want to give back to my community. And I am a hairdresser as well. And I know that there's a lot of single mothers, single fathers out there that have the kids and they can't even, afford to send them to the salon, or the fathers, they can't comb their children, they keep their daughters here. And I take it up on my head and I begin to write. Because the Bible said, when you have a vision, you make it plain on paper, and then you prayed about it. So what I do, it comes strongly into my spirit. And I said, you know what, this is what I'm going to do for my community. I'm going to have, make some posters, give it out, and make sure I get some single mothers with their kids that they can bring them to my home. Like, the first 5 kids come, they get their hair done for free. And if they want to hear come, I can charge them like $20, $30,
Well, we're just going to focus on getting the information out for the free ones. And that's a great service.
Well, yes. I'm sorry about that part.
That's okay, yeah. That's a great service.
But the part that I want to really put out there is really the first 5 kids come. It's going to be free. I'm going to shampoo their hair and give their hair a nice, style. And in the
And make them feel good. That'll make
Yes.
somebody feel good inside. Especially, you know what? I saw something like this on Facebook. Like, there's like barbers that go around and they might see a homeless person with their hair overgrown, beard overgrown, and
Yes.
things like that. And what they do is they just kind of take them under their wing and do exactly what you're doing, a community service.
Right.
So what you're providing is a community service
Exactly.
for some people that may not be able to have a service like that otherwise. So anyway, what they do, they take them in, wash their hair, wash their face and everything. And when they finish with this person, you would never know who they are. They look and feel so good.
So beautiful. They
one
feel
thing
like the
about
queen.
giving back to the community is passion. You're passionate about making someone feel good. And by making them feel good, that's where that makes you feel good. And that's when it's better to give than to receive. And I never understood that as a kid. I was like, better to give than receive. I'd rather receive.
yes,
But
always.
when you're older,
You'll understand.
and yes, you'll understand a lot more. So, and everybody needs a little help out there. I think that's a great gesture, Donna,
Yes.
to do hair. And if
Yeah.
you're gonna do the first 5, I mean, you do braids and all
Yeah.
types of things, and you can help people with all types of hair.
Oh yes. 'Cause
Especially,
I have another plan too.
yes,
After like every month end, I would, have a little cookout do like a burger and hot dogs for the kids and have them over, play little games with them, just like that.
Yeah.
And even, I'm thinking about even with those who are suffering from cancer, who have, their hair, losing their hair, I could do, a quick weave on them to make them feel their best again and that they can laugh again, even though what's going on the inside of them, they don't have to think about it, that they still have life and they still have life.
exactly.
And
yeah, I understand what you mean exactly. So, like, I donate to St. Jude's all the time. I write checks to them all the time.
Oh, yes.
And some of the little girls on there used to have really long hair, but when they go through chemo,
Yes.
they lose their hair, they lose their eyebrows and things like that, and become really self-conscious about that. So what you're talking about is making them feel good again, giving them confidence and and how they look. And that's important when you're a little girl.
Yes,
Maybe as an
yes.
older woman you're like, okay, whatever. But as a young girl, without any hair, and then being able to give her some hair that won't come off, more like a weave, not a wig. And that's just a wonderful, wonderful gesture. That's a true meaning of community service, what you're doing. I know some barbers that do things like that as well. That's a great service.
Yes.
Yes, so I don't have anything like that I'm doing, except I give out free information to help folks and, put them in better places with their insurance.
Yes.
Like I said on this show many times, I love what I do. I feel like I'm not going to retire. I'll probably lessen my work because I sit at kitchen tables most of the day and I help people enroll on Medicare and, set up life insurance for their final expenses and things like that, and help them with their retirement income. There are some people, that may not understand how to manipulate their 401k. They may not understand RMDs, required minimum distributions, and how a 401k can be a spin down contract. So I help them extend that over the period of their entire lives. And that's called like a guaranteed lifetime income, which a lot of people are not aware of, but I give them that information. And it feels like a little ministry because you're helping people put them in a better place. You're helping them save money and helping them know that as long as they live, they're going to get a certain amount of money every single month to help supplement maybe their Social Security, because there's going to be inflation. You're going to need extra money. So I take a lot of pride in doing things like that. And I do that for free. I sit down in people's homes and give them this information so that they can make a good decision on where to put their money or if they should buy life insurance, and let them know what they qualify for and which Medicare plan to select. You know, there's just so many different ways to help people, you know, and I love doing that.
See,
Yep.
when you have passion
Yes.
for something, you're gonna do your best, and you're gonna always want to help,
Exactly.
because it doesn't make sense that you do something that you don't have passion for.
That's called a job, I think. And that's
Yeah.
what this was at first. You know, a lot of people go to work and they don't like their jobs, but
Yes.
they may have, you know, great insurance benefits. It's a great salary. That's a way to, you know, support your family and this and that and the other. So I call that work. What I do, I don't really call it work. I call it more like a ministry. I feel like, you know, when I get up in the morning and I look at my appointment book and I have 3 appointments today, 4 tomorrow, whatever, I look at those appointments as I am going to help somebody in one of these categories today. And that's my goal, to help somebody. And giving them that information is absolutely no cost to them whatsoever. I drive anywhere in Connecticut, sit at their kitchen table, and we go over, you know, their Medicare, their long-term care, life insurance, or retirement income for absolutely free, and give them that information, and it helps them make a better decision. So I don't call that work. I love what I do. Now that I understand what I do, I love it even more. The first couple of years, I was just looking for a paycheck.
Right.
You know, I'm not going to try to front.
Well, it's just like me as a CNA. As a CNA, I love to take care of the elderly. I love to see when you take care of them and they just have this smile on them and they telling you, God bless you, or, oh my God, I appreciate you. I just love to see them, you know, and teaching them, like those that kind of losing their ability to do stuff. And when you kind of help them to gain back that, you know, that
Independence and stuff, yeah.
Yes, and they start to see, oh, I never know that I could
Through
do
their
this.
therapy,
Yes,
yeah.
I didn't know I could do this. You make me do this. One lady said to me, you make me can do this. I said, you can do all things through Christ. You
That's
know,
right.
yes. So it is just a beautiful thing to be work alongside with people. I'm
It
a
is.
people person.
Yes, so am I.
Yes.
So my mother, about, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago, she fell. My mom's 82. She fell out of the bed.
Oh, Lord.
And somehow she had an infection. I think the reason she fell out of bed is because she lost her center of balance. Her equilibrium was off, and she fell out of bed, and she had some type of infection in her arm.
Oh, wow.
So she had to go to the hospital because of the infection. She also had low sodium, and she has a lot of issues going on. And like I said, she's 82 years old. And so she's in the hospital for a couple of weeks. She had to have surgery to get the infection out. And then from there, since she could not move her arm, she had to go to a rehab center at Ludlow.
Really?
And so yeah, she was in there, I think, a couple of weeks until the swelling went down, until she was able to
Best place to
work
be,
her
yeah.
arm. And so I was there visiting her, and one of Donna came, not Donna, but another CNA, and she was all just, you know, I commend you guys so much for what you do, because it takes passion. And you know what? That is work too. What I do, I sit at tables, I'm a pencil pusher. That's not real work. You guys are lifting these people. You're
Yes.
pushing them. You're picking their spirits up by saying,
You gotta
okay,
love it.
do 2 more of those exercises. I think you could do 2 more. And every time you do that, you give them the confidence and you give them the mobility that they need in their bodies to do what they need to do.
Yes.
And so, you know, that's very important. I mean, there are like 2 professions in this world that I have the highest respect for, and that's the medical profession and the teaching profession. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
You know,
that is so
teachers,
true.
I think
have a lot to deal with.
you guys can't get paid enough. Teachers and nurses and CNAs, the medical field. There's
I
not
say
enough
this-
money to pay you for what
I
you
say
do.
this all the time. We, the CNAs, we does all the dirty work, and
Yes,
we get
you do.
such a low pay. I think
Yes.
they need to up our pay. They need to up it.
They were talking about that too on the news. You got to start
Yeah.
watching the news.
They
I know
need
you don't
to-
watch the news, but they were talking about that. You know,
Yeah.
Governor Lamont was talking about that today. So I saw him this morning. I was at the gym, and that was one of the things that he was talking about. And it's true. And they were
Yes.
talking about, what do you call it, hazard pay or COVID pay or whatever you want to call it. So all the grocery store workers, the nurses, the teachers, all the frontline workers that went to work when there was no vaccine and COVID was at its highest infection rate. Oh my goodness, these people still got up, risked their lives and their family lives as well, and went to work so that we could go to the grocery store and buy a lettuce or buy food or whatever.
Yeah.
And you know, there were people shut down in a nursing home where you guys had to take care of them,
We
and the
cannot
infection
move.
was just going all throughout the nursing home. So I can't say enough how much you guys do. So I want to also say to everybody out there, we are here for you. You have my number. You have Donna's number. Send us a text message. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes.
And I'm going to try to find out if there's a P.O. box, if you want to mail a card or mail information in.
Right.
So I will find out about that, but and I can't really speak on if there is or isn't, but I definitely have a cell phone, and you could definitely text me anytime you want. Any last words, Donna? We have about 1 minute left.
Yes. And I just want to say to those of you who are going through a hard time, you can always reach out to me. If you need me to pray with you, you can always reach out, send me a message. Prayer is always free. Just call me and I'm ready to pray with you. God bless.
Amen. And she could pray too. I do appreciate that. I remember when I first met her, she's on the phone with somebody and she just started praying, and I was driving. I almost closed my eyes and started doing the prayer with her. I was like, oh my God, that was some good preaching. So yeah, if you need prayer, there's the number. You have it. I just want to say thank you. Welcome back.
You're welcome.
Okay. And thank you everybody for joining us today. This is the David Goodman Reality and Truth Show, and we're on your side.